Hi, I'm Joanne Lema, and I'm founder of After50Living.com. Now, if you're an after-50er, you may be a caregiver or know someone who is. And so we asked, are there tips that we can be following to avoid caregiver burnout? And how can we renew that caregiving energy now? To answer these questions, we've gone to Michael Bloom, whose special focus is caregiving. And Michael not only talks the caregiving talk, but he walks the walk, having been primary caregiver for both of his aging parents in his personal life. In addition, he's a certified professional coach with 2 master's degrees, and he's on a mission to inspire fellow caregivers and the organizations that support them. And he wants to inspire them with practical coping strategies that revitalize careers and save lives. So now, let's give a listen to Michael Bloom.
Thank you, Joanne, for the opportunity to share some tips for caregivers to avoid burnout and renew their energy. It is so understandable that caregivers can experience a lot of stress and burnout. They often put the needs of others before themselves, and at times of overwhelming stress, they may say or do things that they feel remorse about with the care recipient. It is so important that caregivers acknowledge where they are and be prepared to put their own lives first so that they can serve as a loving caregiver for the long term. So here are 5 coping strategies to be an effective and energized caregiver. Number 1, put chocolate in your pill box. You know, when it comes to taking care of our needs, we often avoid illness by going to the doctor, checking our blood levels, making sure our medications are correct, and we keep our pill boxes filled with the medications that can keep us healthy and avoid trips to the hospital. When it comes to hygiene routines, we readily and regularly engage in toothbrushing and flossing activities that keep our teeth clean and avoid those nasty trips to the dentist to fill those cavities and put those bridges in. When it comes to dealing with our stress, we often don't engage in regular activities that can help minimize our stress and keep us motivated and energized for the long term. So putting chocolate in your pill box is a metaphor for doing just that. Personally, I love chocolate, so chocolate's always a personal reward. But for you, find what your ultimate joy is, schedule it regularly, engage in it, and watch your stress start to melt away as you build reinforcers for yourself as essential routine for success and satisfaction. Number 2, get those stressful thoughts out of your head and say yes to requests for support. This is not so hard to do. Just set a 5 to 10 minute time block at least once per week. And all those stressful thoughts that are rolling around in your mind, make a list of them. Write them down on the paper. Once, just by engaging in the activity of putting those thoughts on the paper, you're getting them out of your head and you're starting to work on them. Study them. Look at them. Think about what can be turned into tasks and make plans to address them. The other thing is caregiving can be very isolating. It can feel very lonely. You can feel like you're on an island and nobody else is there to support you. However, there are many people in your lives that are probably willing to help. They just don't know how. So that stress list that you have, turn it into a task list. Have it ready when that friend or family member asks, how can I help you? You can have a list of tasks that are there at the ready, and you might find that some of your friends and family members can easily engage in helping you with those activities. Some of them might be meal preparation, grocery shopping, or even taking your loved one to a medical appointment or a recreational activity. And then you can get that needed time off and refresh yourself. Number 3, schedule regular breaks. So you have the task list, you're engaging other people for help. It's really important that on a regular basis you at least take short-term breaks to recharge yourself. Friends and family members, when they are engaged with your loved one in a social, recreational, or activity, you can do the same. For instance, you could schedule time to go to the movies, read a book, take a class, go out on a date with your partner, or even just take that time to light a candle, listen to some music, and relax. It's so important to schedule those breaks. Besides those short-term breaks, it's really important to have long-term things that you can really look forward to. So I encourage you to schedule weekends away or even longer vacations. Local home health agencies, assisted living facilities, nursing homes, and community-based homes can be very helpful for providing short-term respite support to your loved one that can be very fulfilling while you go away and renew yourself and get yourself away from the daily routine. Number 4, use high tech to deliver high touch. Now that we are in the information age and everybody's connected with their iPads, iPhones, tablets, and computers, there are some really simple to use community-based platforms on the web that are very easy to implement. Two such communities are www.lotsofhelpinghands.com and www.seniorcaresociety.com. With either platform, you can set up an online calendar where you can notify members of your community when upcoming appointments are or needs for support, that they could sign up and volunteer to take your loved one on an appointment or provide you with some of that respite support. With the click of a button, you could communicate vital updates to members of your community. It makes the organization process much more simple and easy to manage. And even if you can't do this yourself, you might have a tech-savvy family member who would love to help you set this up. So I encourage you to explore. Number 5, low tech packs a punch too. You know, old-fashioned calendars, post-it notes, dry erase boards are just as effective as these online communities. I encourage you to create a binder so that when a loved one or a family member or relative comes in to help you with support, that they have vital medical information at their fingertips. Houses of worship, local volunteer agencies, local nonprofit agencies are great resources for helping you develop a super responsive support community. So I encourage you to reach out, develop that community, because you do not want to be a caregiver on the island of isolation and depression. I'm so pleased to have had the opportunity to share these tips with you today. You are a caregiver that is so worthy of respect, admiration, and success. Live your life to the fullest. Be good to yourself.